Okay, can you guys hear me? I'm gonna go here to make sure that it's connected. There's always this little delay with our friends over at streaming. Let's see if we can do this. I'm gonna just see if this is working. If this is working, can you tell me if it's working? That would be super duper helpful. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Oh, you are here. Yay. Okay, great. Hi. Let's see. Who do we have here before we just like launch into this session? Happy day 3. Congratulations on making it this far. And then, yes, please let me know, who are you? Where are you? Where are you coming from? I am still on my first cup of caffeine. If you were in a couple sessions, you know that I'm a tea drinker. I'm a serious tea drinker. Tell me who you are, where you are, and what you guys like to drink in the morning. And oh my gosh, if you're that person that drinks celery juice, oh, I aspire to be you. Let's just say that. Let's see. Oh, Katie, cool. And we got Leslie. I'm so glad. Great. Awesome. Well, you guys are just telling me who you are, where you are. I'm going to get my presentation and like doing this. I'm going to share my screen. So I want you guys to be able to see everything. And it makes everything just a teeny tiny bit delayed. Okay, let me see this. Okay, let's see. You guys are toasted coconut tea. Oh, that sounds really nice. Oh, good. My fellow tea drinkers. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Oh, a cold brew from Starbucks with a dash of almond milk. Ooh, that sounds very fancy. Oh my gosh, Kelly, you crack me up. 3 cups of coffee in would make me shake. I would be shaking. Okay, so what we're gonna do today is I am going to audit some of the people who generously offered up their Instagram handles to give my feedback. I'm at a place where a lot of times when I hear about an organization for the very first time, I actually go to Instagram before I go to Google because it's a really visual platform. You're able to kind of get a taste of their vibe and their style pretty quickly. It's interactive. And so it's really, really, really important that your Instagram profile description is A+. I can't tell you how many nonprofits I see where I'm just like, what do you do? What do you do? And then I move on rather than like follow them or engage with them. And we don't want that happening to you guys. We want people to engage with you, follow you, and become your next donors. So with that, let me just give me a little bit of, I'm going to share my screen. Okay, this is going to do like a thing. Okay. I think you guys can all see my screen. I hope so. Let's see what happens when I do this. Let's see. It's always so hard to tell what's happening in the world. Can you guys see my screen? Here, I need to get on my phone. We have to, this is when dual screens would be super duper helpful. Okay, great. I think you guys can see my screen. I'm sorry there's such a lag. There's like a 30-second lag. Okay, so here we go. Again, if you don't know who I am at this point, hi, I'm Jess Campbell. I'm the founder of Out in the Boons, and I am the host of the summit. This is my summit. Welcome. Okay, so before we get into the examples, I want to be super clear on what you need. So number 1, you need a really strong profile picture or a picture of your logo that I would even go as far as to say like a photo with a lot of like little tiny faces is probably not super effective. So your logo, one really good face photo would be great, but you need something like that. Next, what you need is a description of what you do. We're going to go over that in detail. I'd love you to also have a clear call to action and then a link that works. I cannot tell you how many times I go to, and this isn't just for nonprofits, this is for Instagram profiles all over the sun, but where you go and the link is broken or it doesn't lead you to the right place, it's super duper frustrating. Okay, let's move on. Okay, next, I wanted to show you guys my Instagram profile, not because I think I'm the best, but because I think it accurately describes what I do. So you can see here, I say, I teach nonprofit founders and fundraisers how to raise more money in person and online to power the causes they love. I sprinkle in emojis to kind of keep it fun, but it's really clear. It's not vague. It's not in theory. It's just like I teach nonprofits how to raise money in person and online. That's what I do. So it doesn't leave any guessing to the person that might come to my page. It's very clear. Like if you came to my page and you were a stockbroker, you would be like, no, I don't really want to follow her because I'm not interested in that, which is like great because I want people who are interested in what I do to follow me. Okay, so now we are going to go through, I can't remember, I think there's like 7 or 8 examples. So hopefully this is super helpful. If you guys have questions, I am, I'm trying to pay attention to the comments. I might have to come back to these. Let's go. Let's see what we have here. Okay, so first up, we have Kids Cancer Alliance. First of all, I really love that they have their logo. So anyone who is even vaguely familiar about what they are or what they do will be like, oh, I recognize that. Let's read their description. So they say nonprofit dedicated to enhancing the lives of children with cancer and their families. And then they list their link. My suggestion would be to what does enhance the lives of children mean? And the reason why I'm asking this is I actually worked for a nonprofit that did similar work. And in doing that, I know that there's a lot of ways to do that. So for example, at the organization I worked at, we aim to take things off the parents' plate. So we would pay for groceries, we would drive them to treatment, we would do their laundry, we would tutor or babysit their children so they could go sit in the hospital with their child. So what is it that enhancing the lives of children, what does that mean? Because that could mean you pay for their treatment, or you are maybe you're contributing to research. I don't really know what that means when you say enhance the lives of children. It's nice. It's nice, but if you just said point blank what it is you do, it would be so much more clear. Next, as far as your link goes, you have more space, you have more words to use. And I would suggest you say something to the effect of come read a story of one of our families or something, and then put a link to that story. I'm not sure exactly what's on your website, but with no direction of what to do, the link is a little, I don't know why I'm just going to your link to go to your link. You can say to help a family or to support a family or whatever, here's your donate link, but you need to provide some sort of direction. Okay, but I really like your logo, and I love that you have some highlights. I think that that's really nice, and I encourage everyone to post some highlights. Okay, next we have our friends over at Bakersfield Angels. And I should say, if you guys, I don't know, what does the saying go? Imitation is the best form of flattery. I really encourage you guys to be following nonprofits, especially in your space. If you're a dog rescue, follow other dog rescues, and get inspiration and see what other people are doing. And I think that's a really great way to level yourself up. I would be totally lying if I said that every single thing I've ever produced is 100% created for me. I've seen things and I'm like, oh, I'm going to mold that to work for my audience. And there's no reason why you all can't do the same. Okay, so Bakersfield Angels. I love that you guys have your logo. I love that you have your highlights. Let's see what you said. wrapping community around children and families and the foster care system through intentional giving, relationship building, and mentoring. Okay, cool. So this is a little bit more descriptive, which I like, but wrapping community around children, like I still don't know what that means. And because I know what you all do at your organization, I think it would be, I mean, what I love so much is when, for example, the CEO of National Angels comes on and she's like, because of you guys, we were able to help a 12-year-old be able to go to soccer practice because we were able to like put gas in their car, or like we were able to pay for a laptop so a kid could do remote learning. So I think if you can like say what wrap community around children means more concretely, because you guys do some really specifically helpful, like in the moment things, I think that would make your profile just a tad bit stronger. Okay, I'm just gonna check over here. How are you guys doing? Am I talking too fast? Oh, I love that you guys are making friends. Okay, amazing. Let's go to the next one. Okay, we have Search Inc. 1968. So again, loving the logo. I love the highlights. I love the highlight colors. Let's see what you say that you do. Okay, so you say Search Inc. empowers individuals with disability in Chicagoland. So what I really like is that you say individuals with disability in Chicagoland, but like empowers, again, is so large. It's like, what do you do? Do you educate them? Do you mentor them? Do you give them job training skills? Like what is it that you do? What does empower individuals mean? I love that you use Chicago. If you are location specific, I definitely recommend putting your location specific in your description, because that means more or less people in your area want to support you versus someone in, you know, Mobile, Alabama or whatever. And then you have these other links, which again, there's like no context for what they are, and you have more words to use. So if you want to give some directions, like see how you say follow along and you list your hashtags, which I think is super, super, super smart. I would give a little description around what these other hashtags are. But you're close. You're really, really close. Really close. Okay, next we have Miami YFC, the Greater Miami Youth for Christ. Okay, great. We got a clear logo. I'm sure that's recognizable to people that know you. Same with the highlights. Okay, great. Oh, Regina, good for you. Good. Yeah, and everyone. I mean, these are small tweaks that will make a big, big difference. Okay, so you say offering hope to youth through juvenile justice, catalyst hip hop, city life. I don't know if that's KIX or KICS, campus life, and multi youth leadership initiative. Okay, you guys, this is probably the most specific one. It's a little inside baseball. Like for me, I don't know what any of those groups are, but I'm guessing if you're a part of that community, you do. And so it really resonates. The only thing I would suggest adding is a call to action around the website. So it's like to hear more information about, to follow along the story here, to check out this video on our website, like click this link below. But you have to say that. You have to direct people. Just like for me, going back to my profile page, I was like, to sign up for the free summit happening on January 27th through the 29th, click the link below. Boom. We don't want to be like mysterious. I have a feeling there's like quite a few women on this call listening in, and like let's be more like, we don't need to be mystical. We need to be direct. And I know that for me personally, that's not like a super strength. It takes like a real intentional effort. So like just straight to the point, leave nothing to the imagination. Okay, Nikki, we have Redefined Courage over here. I have to say, you guys, I've been following Redefined Courage and Nikki, the founder, for a while. She's a really great follow. She shows up constantly on Instagram stories and her profile page. She's a really good follow. Okay. So, so the profile picture. So I like the profile picture because she is a breast cancer focused nonprofit. Pink breast cancer focused nonprofit obviously go together. The picture's a teeny tiny bit hard to see. I would almost like rather see the like gene part cut off and like it be more of the face. If I'm just getting a little like nitpicky on that, you know, or your logo, or, and this might be a little awkward if you are a founder, but you are your brand, especially. Like, I'm going to say that again. You are your brand and you are what is recognizable to your audience. And so, just like if you were a small business, for-profit business owner, just like I am, I put my face over everything because I am my brand. This isn't for all nonprofits all over the world, but if you are a founding, if you're a founder of your organization and you are still leading your organization, I would really strongly encourage you to use your picture. Okay, and I'm just gonna make sure. Oh, great, you guys are being so generous and nice. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, so I love that you use emojis. I love that you have your highlights down below. And then let's read what you say. Hope for every woman recovering from breast surgery, current waiting list to ship Hope nationwide, War Hope DM to be featured. Okay, so here's the thing. Like, if you don't know what hope means, you have no idea what any of this is. And specifically, since I know that Nikki and Redefined Courage provide these amazing tops for women who've just undergone a mastectomy, or I think reconstructive surgery, that allow for like the tubes and stuff, I think you need to like say, we provide, you know, however you guys describe your garment to women, you know, after a mastectomy or something like that. Like, just say what it is that you do. And then I think this current waiting list is where you should then put the link to be able to join the wait list. So I think the current waiting list, or like it should say join the wait list, should be your call to action. So those are the tweaks I would make on that one. Let me just, oh, good. Hi, Christy. You're welcome. Oh, good. Nikki, I'm so glad you're here. Yay. Okay, great. I'm so glad this is like resonating with you guys. And this is all just my honest feedback. I copy and pasted these and didn't plan my feedback in advance. So this is just my authentic self. Love it or leave it, I guess. Okay, let's see. We've got another one. Okay, so the next is the LP Market 2012, Lincoln Park Farmers Market. Okay, so we have this picture of produce. I don't see any highlights, which is okay, but if you are a story Instagram user, it's really easy to add highlights, and I think they can really like amp up your profile, especially if someone's coming for the first time and they just want to like look through some of your material. There's a lot that you can do with that. It says Lincoln Park Farmers Market is a small outdoor urban market in Lincoln Park, Michigan, operated by Friends of Lincoln Park Farmers Market. Okay, so this is, you say Lincoln Park 1, 2, 3, 4 times in a pretty short sentence. So what I would say, instead of like, so you have the Lincoln Park Farmers Market up at the top, right? So I think that's good. Like, you don't need to say that again. I think you might want to say like, running a small outdoor urban market operated by Friends. I don't even know if you need to say that. Like, I would say something like running an outdoor urban market. And then I would say what it is that you all do that makes you all different. Are you reaching a neighborhood that doesn't get fresh food? Are you one of the only outdoor markets? How many pounds of produce have you provided? Are you providing jobs for local farmers? Like, say whatever that is. And then I really think, and I know it's like snowing in Michigan, so I don't know outdoor urban marketing you're doing these days in the winter, but if there's like a schedule or something where you can direct people so that they can, because like if I come to your page and I'm like, oh, I live in Lincoln Park, Michigan, I want to go to this urban market, then I'm like, oh, well, where do I go? I have to now go over to Google, versus if you're like, you know, see our schedule here, and then there's the link to your schedule, it makes it super duper easy. I don't have to leave the page. I have a great user experience. I'm like, they've got this together. So yeah, so I would remove 3 out of the 4 Lincoln markets. I would say what it is that you all do that make it different. And then I would have a really clear call to action where you want to direct people. Again, my call to action changes all the time. And we can talk about maybe like that link tree in a second. That's a little bit more advanced. But I change it all the time. So it doesn't have to be like written in blood, you guys. You can change it as you have an event coming up or a fundraiser or join my mail list or, whatever. Okay, I think this might be our last one. Maybe. Yes. Okay, so we have Houston's Children's Charity. Cool. So I'm guessing this is more or less your logo. And if so, that's going to be super recognizable. This was a really great one to share with you guys, because a lot of times I see nonprofits using space to say they are a nonprofit. And I think 50% of the time that's okay. It's okay. It's not great. It's okay. But like when your name is Houston Children's Charity, I don't think you also need to say you're a nonprofit. I think that's like valuable real estate that you're kind of saying over again. What I do like about this is that it's really clear. But when you say serving children today or for a better tomorrow, I have zero idea what that means. I don't know if that means you are running after school programs, or if you're, getting people into college, or you are educating them through athletics. Like I have zero idea what for a better tomorrow is, what serving children today means. And then there's no clear call to action. So I would go back and say what it is specifically, like not your mission statement, but what it is specifically today. Like if I was like, here's $1,000, what are you going to go spend it on? That's what I want you to write. And then I would, like I said, have a clear call to action. That could be learn more at, here's the link to that, or more effective might be to, I think stories are the best way to fundraise. And so the more you can direct people to an actual story of the people you serve, the better. So it's like, go read more about, Sandra or whatever here. Okay, I'm going to come back over to this. Yeah, that's it. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing. Let's see. Okay, now we're here. I'm going to come over here. Let's see. What are you guys telling me over here? Are there any questions? If you have a question, I know that this is a little bit of a weird format on Facebook versus like the Zoom. And we are doing the hot seat coaching session next. And if you have the VIP, I would be more than happy to do any coaching directly with you. Let me just see if there's any questions. Feel free to pop them in and I'm going to read through them right now. Does the VIP access allow live videos to be replayed as well? So for all of the live sessions, all of the panel discussions, if you weren't able to join live, we've recorded all of them and they will then be uploaded to your portal, and those will be available for lifetime access, just like all of the presentations. Yeah, we've recorded everything. My computer storage is very full. Let's see, what other questions? Oh my gosh, frozen in Michigan. Yes, to June to October. You guys heard my Michigan story. I wanted to move there and then I found out it was cold all the time. Where I am actually, you guys, today, just a side note while I wait for some questions, is I'm out in the desert and I woke up to rain. It was raining this morning. And then I saw Stephanie in Vegas had some rain too. So yeah. Oh, Mary, and Mary, I'm so sorry if it's Mary or Mari. Let me know which one it is so I can get it right. You say, what are your suggestions for how a nonprofit should use its highlights? Great question. So if you guys actually watched Rachel's presentation on content hacks, I have a feeling she talked about content pillars or themes. And I really suggest your nonprofit having like 4 or 5 of those. So like I'll just use my business for example. I usually have one pillar that's like educational focused. I have another one that's like inspiration focused. I have another one that's testimonial focused. And so I don't know what your pillars might be. I work with a lot of organizations, and some of them are like factoids, like a did you know type of post. A lot of times I have them do some sort of behind the scenes. So that could be just like a story about a staff member, or it could be like, here's what my desk looks like, or, whatever. Other pillars are stories. Like I said, the best way to fundraise, in my opinion. Quotes, inspirations, like there's, whatever. And I would just, whatever your content pillars are, your content themes are, I would start with highlights from that. And then you can have highlights around certain events or certain campaigns you run. Really like more is more when it comes to highlights. It just requires you to actually get really active on Instagram stories, which I know, takes a lot of energy to show up that way all the time, especially when you're doing like face to cam stuff. Let's see. Oh, I'm so glad, Melissa. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so glad this is helpful, right? I am so over all the education being like, in theory, you should do this, or like, here's not a concrete example. I'm over that. I'm over that. And I am only producing things that are really helpful and example based. Okay. Oh, good. Thank you. Like Maria, and you get cut off. Okay, great. Today's the coldest day of the year? Really? Okay, cool. Skylar, what are you saying here, Skylar? I'm really looking forward to revamp my own followers and who I follow to be more purposeful. If you have a nonprofit account, please follow me here. Yep, I do the follow train if that's what you guys want. I really feel like following, it's hard, right? Like and like that's a whole different training on following and recruiting followers who are your people. But I do think that following people who are inspirational or who have really strong Instagram accounts are worth it, because then you can get ideas and you can glean inspiration. And so, yeah. Can you give me oh yes. Okay. So an example. Yes, I can. Oh my gosh, now I know that like Instagram is a really great training, and I will have to remember that for the next summit. I'm glad to see so many nonprofits are on Instagram. Okay, so back to the question. So if you guys have been in this group, you've seen my right-hand gal is Mackenzie. She works for the Little Red Dog, which is, I think, one of the largest dog rescues in Orange County, California. And they are amazing on Instagram, AKA she is amazing on Instagram. She is so good with her content pillars. She's so good. And Compel or High Water, they show up on stories. I don't know what their following is present day. I could look that up, but they're just at the Little Red Dog. What they do is they show up every day, often. And I know that like that's a best in class. You don't have to work your way up like that overnight. They've been running for, I think, like 9 years. They've always adopted social media as part of their practice, but they're really great follows. So what they do really well So they are a dog rescue, and they personify their dogs all the time. They give them little personalities they have people vote on things all the time. So yesterday, for example, they are coming out with some new merchandise. And so they did like a poll, like, would you buy this or would you buy this? Would you buy this or would you buy this? And not only does it give them live feedback on what they should design and take to market, but it was also like their audience feeling engaged, right? And they do a really, really, really great job of looping back to stories. So a lot of the dogs they rescue are these extreme medical cases. Where like the dog was hit by a car and lost its legs, or just like these, oh my gosh, stories. But they don't make it feel like dim and grim. Like it's not the Sarah McLachlan video. It's really fun. It's kind of spicy, a little rock and roll, which is just like their brand. But a lot of times they go back, they're like, hey, remember, Buddy, who we helped back in November? Here's how he's doing with his foster family now, or whatever. And so it kind of just like keeps the story going, which I think is really fun. Okay, let me come back. You guys are active in the chats. I'm here for it. Yay. Oh, good. I will remember from the Philippines. I know I was trying this whole summit to be super mindful of like East Coast, West Coast, since I'm in California. And then you guys go all international on me. Dana says, I don't know if you already shared this, but make sure you have Linktree or something that you can have multiple links. Okay, yes. So I have a feeling about Linktree, and Dana can push back if she wants, because this is like a little bit more advanced. And if you're not like tracking or doing Google Analytics, or you don't even know what like a pixel is, maybe just tune out for a second. But if you are a little bit more advanced, I really recommend you hosting like an Instagram page on your website, like a hidden page where you can put individual links to things, because instead of doing Linktree. Linktree is easy. If this is too advanced for you, just use the Linktree. But if not, all of your user information is going to Linktree, not you. So you have no idea who you can retarget, who blah, 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 blah. So when it comes to like paid advertising or Google Analytics, this is important. If that's too advanced for you, just use the Linktree. But that was my kind of bit about Instagram and the Linktree link. How do you do stories for an organization that's based on secrecy for the ladies? The ED and the staff can show up, but it's hard not being able to show much to protect them. Totally. I think that's a really great question, Katie. And some of the ways that I've seen people on Instagram doing it is they, rather than share stories of individuals that they're serving, they do a lot of education and information sharing. So it's like, did you know? Or here's this article, or like, this is something happening in the news. I think you can also highlight your staff members instead. So like, this is why I got into this work. This is why I'm passionate about this work, as long as it's appropriate. And I think people just like to see like kind of the messy happenings behind the scene. Like anytime I show like my messy desk, or like I just posted in my reel this morning, like my workstation or whatever, it just feels like people are getting an inside look. And so I think anything like that too, like here's like if you wanted to give tours, for example, of, I don't know if you have a clothing closet or a food pantry, like this is how we stock it, this is how we do it, here's these bundles we put together for people. I think there's a lot of content you can still create that have not anything to do with your stories. And then I think you can also do like, is it called pseudonyms for your audience? So you show a picture of maybe their hands, and then you make up a name for them, but you put in pieces of their story, things like that, but only if they're comfortable. Okay, great. Yeah, Kelly, tell me if you use the hidden page. Katie says, we highlighted our staff members, board volunteers on our stories and then gave them each their own highlight. Yes. And why I love that is also like you can tag them, which if you were on the Gen Y and Gen Z panel, that donor demographic especially is just like all about the sharing. So when you are on stories, anytime you can like tag so people will retag or reshare it, it just expands your reach like a snowball. So really great advice. Melissa says, could you highlight quotes from survivors, but change the name and use stock photos? There's a really good suggestion. Love that. Christy says, how can I share this summit with fellow nonprofit leaders that may want the VIP access? Oh, Christy, you're so generous. I actually just posted the link to join. Here, I'll put it right here too. Well, and then if there's any other questions, otherwise, I don't want to take a minute more of your guys' time out in the me. Cool. Let's see. Privacy is key, even if the staff names are there. So at times info needs to disappear at SabbatDB. It is. It's so scary. And so, yes, I would definitely recommend you guys be super smart about that. So how do you say the word? Anonymity is really important, but I still think there's lots and lots of content you can share because in the world of domestic violence, it is so like under the radar, behind the scenes. And so, for example, even me, I've been in the nonprofit space for like 17 years, and I don't know much about your space. I don't have any idea what it is you do for families that might come into your facilities. I don't know what resources are provided. I don't know how much that costs. I have really not a great understanding of how much that's affecting the population. I have heard that during COVID, it's been especially dangerous because women are having to live with their what's the word? What do you call them? Abusers. And so, but just so like highlighting all of this, it's also important to remember that you can say the same thing over and over and over again, because remember on social media, it's like 4 to 6% of your audience is even seeing your information. So redundancy is actually really good. You can just say the same thing over and over again, maybe slightly different ways. Okay, let's see what else. Okay, cool. All right. Well, is there any other questions? I know there's a slight delay. So if there's no more questions, I hope that this was helpful. I'm really excited for day 3. We've got back to back sessions this morning, especially if you're VIP. They are all great. If you have board members, especially, the morning sessions today are going to be bananas, and all are welcome. And then we are doing a group happy hour today at 2:00 Pacific Standard Time, 5:00 Eastern Standard Time. I'm definitely partaking. And then I get to go be mom for the weekend. My angel of a husband has been holding down the fort for the last few days. Oh, good. I'm glad, Rachel, that I got it right. Awesome. Okay. Let's see. I'm just catching these last comments. Okay, cool. I think I'm not seeing any additional questions. And if you are, just tag me below and I will answer you. Okay. Super stoked, you guys. Let's have a great day 3, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning.